My name is Patricia. I'm a program officer with the Ministry of Health, a mother of 3, and recently I moved through the help of Nellions. I'd have had experience of other groups previously, and many other times. This, I think, was my 5th time to move around, and I wanted a change. I'd always heard about Nellions, so we did a breakdown of the teams that do moving, and we narrowed to around 5 with the help of my son, and from the 5 we asked for their quotations, and this was the most affordable depending on my budget that I had. And more than that, as they emailed each other and we were able to communicate, I found that they have the requirements I was expecting and the services that I was expecting to get from Nellions. I found that majority of what I was expecting, they could be able to break down and tell me how they will do it. They could follow up with calls. I could also make calls and follow up. And I felt like I think this is the best team to work with, yes. Yeah, with COVID that I was concerned about in terms of not only moving and the safety of my items, so hygiene standard. And I was able to inquire a bit in terms of how they are keeping up to the standard. And I was able to be briefed, and actually in the list of the things they were to do, as they sent me the form, hygiene measures that had been put down were, I could, coming from health, I could be able to tell these are people who know what they are doing. And what I was not sure, I called back and they were able to answer my questions and my concerns. I was very happy because they kept updating me in terms of keeping our dates, our agreements, in terms of timings. They followed up all through, and I would also call them just to get assurance. I remember we changed the dates twice because of some reason, and there were those adjustments and agreeing on 1, 2, 3. And the best thing I loved about it is the efficiency in terms of what they had laid down they will do in terms of the time to come, the equipments they are to have, the dressing code. I was pleased just to see the team, see how they are organized. They had a team lead, people knew their duties, the teams worked, coordination. They could come back to me on things that they had a concern in terms of the things that they felt this need to be organized this way, this I need to keep separately, all that. We were in touch all through. And I felt that surely they are a team, there's a group that really knows their work. And they were all very young people, and there was that even mutual respect to myself and my children as we were organizing all this. So I felt I'm working with a team that knows their work. They did everything as we had agreed. They came on time, we started moving on time. Their packaging was perfect, their coordination and style of doing things was good. I kept checking in terms of also the hygiene. We had a tap for them and where they had to wash their hands, so I could monitor and I could see they are doing their work well. Everybody was up and down and doing their work. And just saying that we were able to manage to move within 1 day, even closing very late. I remember the last group, it was some minutes to wait by the time they were leaving here. And there was no complaint. Everybody was still moving up and down and making sure that at least we have done maximum that they could be able to do so that we could be able to have a good night and have everything in place. I was so happy to see that happened because I couldn't imagine moving in 2 days. It's very hectic. It could also be time consuming and stressing to all of us, but we were able to do that. Even one thing that kept us pending about the coach, we were able to organize how that would be done in 2 days' time, and we were able to manage to move it because it could not access through the entry. They lifted it up. Yeah, there was a whole team. It was not easy. Through our neighbor's balcony to our balcony. Yeah, and there was no damage. So I found that, they know how to do their work. Okay, Nellions is the team to go with for the efficiency. And when I mean efficiency is that they have all the equipment that are required, the packaging and all that. You don't have to keep calling your neighbors and your friends to come with pickups and you don't know who has carried what. And they are able to not only just pick your items, they will go and try and adjust to the new house, arrange everything almost perfectly, like they know the arrangement of that house, work with you, what you expect in arrangement. And secondly, don't be worried about this time of COVID in terms of hygiene. They are well trained, they know their work, they are keeping up to the standard. They are good in terms of time management. The team is, I saw very good team working. So you will find that everybody is working towards cohesion in one goal, following their leader, and for any concern, you'll find that there is also hierarchy in terms of management. There is what they can do, who is to be referred to what. I felt they have a system that you can rely on and depend on, and their team of young people who are ready to give you the best service that you can and ensure that you're comfortable. Yes, of course I will, and I've recommended to majority of my friends. Everybody's asking me, and I'm sharing my experience with them, and I'm telling them, especially this time of Corona, this is a team that really knows their hygiene standard. They're keeping it, and I saw it myself, so we don't need to get worried. They have people that know their work, and they're doing it perfectly.
Move today with Nellions.